Welcome to Let's Play Rule the Waves 2 as France, starting in 1920. This is episode 91, and we are at the start of an intriguing battle, which is probably code for, I'm not quite sure how this is going to settle out. Let's just have a little look at the battle screen. We have a couple of modern cruisers, light cruisers here with some destroyers. We have the two Charlatois here with their own screen. We have the Rhone and the Charles de Gaulle and the Lafayette over here with various screens and an older light cruiser and a couple of British battleships and their destroyers as well. We are in the middle of the Baltic. We are a few minutes away from dusk. The wind is from the west, which means we will have to turn away from the Russian bases when we need to launch planes, but we won't need to launch planes for quite a while, because once I get control of my force, I intend to go south during darkness to avoid putting my carriers into any unnecessary risk, if the game lets me. I think that's where we're up to for now, so let's proceed and see what we get to see. So no control yet. We're going to get a series of running short of fuel messages, even though we're just going very gently. Okay, so we've just been given control of the force and an unknown radar contact. More than one. Okay, so they are up there, and there, two ships unknown. Now, if I had more tactical control over this force, I would send these cruisers up to explore and investigate. I would send the battleships away, possibly send the British battleships to investigate away, and definitely send the carriers off into safety. But I don't, so I can't. So I'm actually just going to retreat this force. Yeah, I know it's a bit cowardly, but discretion and all of that is potentially the better part of valor. So, and I'm just going to slow them down to 14, just in the hope that that all settles itself down. So down we go towards Scotland and Estonia. Let's just pause that and check how much time we have. So 5 more hours, 5.5 hours of darkness. Well, so much for my cunning plan to take them away. I was just about to turn them back, and they've decided to end the scenario for me. So that's not quite what I'd hoped for, but there you go. Let's just see what we had. So they had 3 carriers and 2 battle cruisers, so a pretty well-matched force. But not to be. Now, interestingly, they had an awful lot more planes around now, 552. Obviously, we're showing our entire air force, but that's not really true, is it? We only had the, well, perhaps 230 or something on our carriers. Oh, well. Let's see ship details, just to see if we can glean anything a bit more. Just seeing if we can sort these in a sensible way. That will be no. So what I'm really interested in is, yes, the Omsk and the Minsk. Will it tell us anything about these? So yes, it will. I hadn't noticed the sea state had worsened a bit. So 89 aeroplanes on the Minsk, and the same on the Omsk, and the Yerevan 90. So not bad at all. Okay. And let's just check what on earth happened to the flagships. So obviously we withdrew. I think it's the right thing to do. You know, we all know knife fights with precious assets in the middle of the night could have been anything. So they started off there. You see, they were in two forces. We were in one. Had I been able to send my carriers away, I definitely would have engaged. So yeah. So those would have been the contacts. But yes, they went back up to Hango. Oh well, not what I'd hoped, but nothing disastrous either. And welcome to the Bougainville. Well done, Quebec, for sweeping a minefield. And yeah, losing one of theirs. So they've sent a light cruiser raiding. I'm not particularly alarmed at that. Lost 2 submarines each. And 220 points for blockade. I'm happy with that. Now the battle generator's been sending up these old destroyers, these Durandals, Carabine, Balliste, the Peaks. I'm going to put these into trade protection to keep them out of harm's way. They shouldn't really be in a modern fleet action, I think. I'm tempted to do the same for the darts and the Arpon, but let's keep them in just for the moment and see how that impacts things. Right, June, a carrier battle. Okay, I'm totally going to accept that. And so are the Soviets. Attack enemy ships in general, because there are no enemy bases where it is in the Atlantic. So let's just go for that. And instead of it just being about dusk, it is just about to be sunrise. So that's great, and we definitely appear to be in two forces. Let's see what we've got. So we do have two forces this time. In the carrier force, we have the Soule, the Joffre, the Rhône, the Charles de Gaulle, the Chateau de Joux, and the Chateau de Foix, escorted by the Ile-de-France and the Dauphin. Shame the Dauphin is in the carrier force rather than the scout force. In the scout force, we have the Charleroi itself. So the Dauphin is a sister of the Charleroi, and the Tourville. So I'd have loved to have swapped the Tourville for the Dauphin. It's the kind of thing in Rule of Waves 3 should be sorted out, because I would always operate the Dauphin and the Charleroi together. Anyhow, mustn't grumble, not too bad. So up here is the scout force, and down here is the carrier force. We're obviously off our Atlantic seaboard, and the Soviets could be coming down this way or this way. I mean, it would make no sense that way, but yeah, until I have some idea, the only clue really is the scout force are in the north. Oh, I guess if I go to here and bring up search, that's always a bit of a clue. Okay. So let's just do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that seems fine. Given that we've got 6 carriers out, I'm expecting something comparable. So yeah, if I overdo it on the cap, the carriers stay safe, but the strike forces risk being decimated. So let's keep it at medium. For these guys, I don't think they have any planes. I've taken off all the old float planes, but what they would probably love is some request for land-based cap over the division. Sounds like a good thing. So let's just zoom in on these chaps. There's the Tourville. I just do that. All right, no. So you can only request the land-based cap over one division. Okay, well, luckily they should keep close together. So I don't have any, I was going to say I don't have any tactical control, but I do. Now, the wind is from the north, so the carriers will keep on going north, both to join up with the scout force and also when launching planes. Otherwise, it's a perfectly fine, calm, slightly cloudy day. So let's just move forward and see what we find. Actually, let's go to the reports because that's what we really want to see. I'm going to keep the scout force heading in that kind of direction. So it's slowly going west, whilst the fleet, the carriers, are going north. Right. Still no reports. Let's just stop that there. And let's go to the carrier fleet. I just want to speed the carrier fleet up to 20 so that they get a bit closer sooner to the reconnaissance force. So, aha, a report. Ooh, that's a long way out. So let me just zoom in, and there's another one here. So the heavy cruiser reported to the south, and some battle cruisers and carriers reported north of that. So let me just click on one of those and go over here. So that is out at 285. So what I probably should have done is sorted out some strike forces already. Sorry about that. So here's the first carrier division. So mixed dive bomber fighter torpedo bombers. The dive bombers set to heavy because they've got a range of nearly 400. So that should be fine. The torpedo bombers are at the pretty much the limit of their range, and the fighters are at light, so they're fine. So let's launch that strike. Oh, all right. Yes, if you want me to have a location. So that'll be about here. Let's launch that. I'll do the next one and I'll keep it in readiness because we're at the extreme range. Obviously, here they have an opportunity to move quite far by the time we actually get to them. So I don't want to just launch everything, but just to get something into the air. So for the Rhone and the Charles de Gaulle, I'm just going to ready those guys. And then the two Chateaus, I'll do the same. So there we go. So one package in the air, two being readied. Exciting. So let's go to the scout force. We're going to increase it out to 22. We're going to go up into that kind of direction because the report is that they are proceeding north. These are proceeding northeast, according to reports. Let's go and get these guys, and I'll still move them closer to the scout force. Let's just see how that all plays out. So there's the stuff. Do I want to adjust? So let's say yes. Let's go to... So I haven't done this before. This is where I said strike. This is where they now are, assuming they've maintained a steady course and that the course indicated was correct. So I'm going to push it out to here. Probably still isn't enough, but let's see. All right. So we're all ready. We just ideally need some more reports. Nothing obvious yet. I'm just going to close the range with the carriers. So again, try and bring these two closer together so that they're more supporting. Some more reports. So 6 cruisers, heavy cruisers down here. So this looks like the carrier force. This looks like their scout force, reportedly with cruisers. Here's their carrier force with a couple of battleships. So a consistent report: 2 battle cruisers, 3 CVs, 1 CVL, 2 heavy cruisers, 4 light cruisers, 13 destroyers. Okay. So now they're heading towards me, reportedly. So, and the distance is to where they are now, 243. So I'm tempted to launch a second strike against them. The first strike is going up here, may well miss. So let's go over here and go to Carrier Division 16 and target this most recent report, of the carriers. We don't care about the heavy cruisers, and get that launched. Then I'm just going to go back to these guys and prepare a second strike. Right, let's see how this unpacks. That was the most recent. More formations ready. Enemy aircraft approaching whichever Destroyer Division 23 is. Let's just have a little look at Destroyer 23 is part of the Scout Force. So it's found the Scout Force. Okay. Let's see how that goes. We're in this sort of weird quad arrangement. My carriers, their carriers. My striking force led by one of the Charlottetois, their scouting force mainly of heavy cruisers. We've launched a strike. There's another strike up here, which might miss, depends where it's going. Yeah. Interested to see how this is all going to fall out. There's still tons of time, obviously, 10.5 hours. So let's just, well, enemy aircraft approaching the scouting force. So we're not liking that. So I think I'm minded to actually turn the scouting force away and head back towards Brest a little bit on the grounds that they aren't really going to be doing very much until nightfall. So let's see if that works. These attacks are not doing very... Oh, well, hello. SAMs seem to have been in action. So we have a SAM launch from Tourville, which missed. We had some good old-fashioned heavy AA destroying 1 aircraft and damaging 4, as well as medium AA destroying an aircraft. And then we had a SAM from one of the destroyers, which missed, but from Charlottetois itself, a SAM which appears to have destroyed 1 aircraft and damaged another. One from one of the destroyers, which destroyed 2 aircraft and one of the others, and another of the destroyers destroyed and damaged. So these SAMs have, I don't know, very big warheads or something that are destroying and damaging multiple aircraft at a time. So yeah, and again, heavy AA also damaging an aircraft. So tough nut to crack. That was against, I think, torpedo bombers and also against some glide bombers. Oh, okay, interesting. So they're not without teeth. Just going to check where my strikes are, how they're organized. Plenty of planes ready in all three of the carrier divisions. So 3 squadrons there, 6 squadrons there, and another 4 there. So a fair old hefty amount. I'm just not super sure of the target location. We haven't had an updated location in a while, so I would like slightly better intelligence. So I might relaunch some, well, not from the Scout Force, that would be wrong. Relaunch a bit of search. Yeah, let's just do 4 planes out in that distance. We already kind of know that they're already there. So let's see what they can bring up and see if they can resolve a little bit more accurately some targeting information. And some more aircraft approaching the battle fleet. I do have a request for cap from land-based, which is another good reason for heading towards Brest. I assume there are fighters in Brest. I certainly hope so. Oof. Charlotte has less than 50% heavy AA ammo remaining. So Sam's a little bit less successful. But equally, nothing too awful happening at the same time. Some more coming strafe. This time the SAMs have a bit more success, as does the heavy AA. So still no, I was going to say still no fresh reports. So there's that one and that one, which is all well and good, but I'm actually more interested in this one up here, the carriers. So nothing too much happening. I wonder where those are going. Well, hello. 3 enemy cap attack, 9 escort with 2 of those 3 damaged. Okay. And we've found somebody. So let's see if... Yep, we've definitely found. So their cap is attacking us. Ooch, and they make merry with our torpedo bombers, shooting down 4 and damaging 4. Ouch. And mixing it up with the escorts, and then again damaging a lot of torpedo bombers. But we're through. This is interesting. Some attacks against destroyers with a destroyer bomb hit, but then our escorts make merry against their cap that have attacked our torpedo bombers and shoots down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and damages another 2, 3. Okay, I'm happy with that. And this is the carrier task force that they've found. Escort return with less than 50% fuel. And here we go again. But no hits. And that would seem to be the raid over. So not super successful. Let's see where this leaves our reports. So here. So assuming it's around about here, that seems to be good enough intelligence to launch some of these strikes that I've already pre-prepared. So let's crack on and do that. And let's set the target to these all seem very close. So there's that lot to launch. Select already and launch. And this lot. Select already and launch. Okay, that will give them something to do. Now that the battleships are closer in to Brest, 83 miles, I might bring them south a little bit so that they're nearish to the carriers. So yeah, it's a shame we haven't got the ability to sort of mark some of these with flags or something like that, so that we could go, okay, so that's the primary target, but that's where they've been located. Assuming they've all launched, I'm just going to prepare another lot. Okay, not too many remaining to be prepared. Obviously I've got one out, one that's just launched, so this third one is very much the remaining. And approaching Destroyer Division 26. I think that's the battleships again. Yes, it is. SAMs whoosh up into the sky, but don't do anything this time. But equally, the glide bombing doesn't seem to have affected things too much. So a really small force seemed to have found them. So I'm just... And again. So that's the next strike found. So the destroyer's SAM seems to have destroyed an aircraft and damaged another. Seems to be a pattern. I guess if the planes are flying tightly together, an unexpected bonus. Oh, okay. Here's some of ours approaching enemy ships. Let's hope that they're not devastated by the quite efficient Soviet cap. Oof. Ouch. Spoke too soon. Yeah, the dive bombers have arrived late and they've been absolutely decimated by the Soviet cap. Ouch. Not going to be too many survivors from that. And some of theirs trying to find us. Ah, our carrier division is being spotted by enemy aircraft. This is all getting quite hairy and intense, it has to be said. Sam's missed, but equally, no one scored a hit on this force, so it's hard to know whether you get sort of effective kills where having to avoid the SAMs ruins the accuracy and therefore no hits are made. Yep, SAM goes up, damages 2 aircraft. So they're coming in really, really small numbers. Now we are shooting down some of their torpedo bombers, which is a good thing. Ooh. Our friendly cap, doing a similar job on theirs. Obviously, the balance of technology has really moved in favour of the fighters at the moment. And again, ouch. Some glide bombing. So I'm kind of tempted at the moment to turn both forces slightly away and head towards the protection of the coast, because why wouldn't I seek every defensive advantage whilst under air attack? Pretty sustained air attack, although they're all quite small. Equally, my air attacks haven't been enormously effective at this moment. I fear that I'm at risk of losing a lot of my strike force, but then the same is true of the Russians. More medium SAMs doing their thing, so nice to see that the investment in SAMs is paying off. When air attacks come in, I advance a minute at a time. Oof, you see, look, they're just... So hang on, this is the escort and the cap, mixing it up. Friendly, enemy, friendly, causing losses on both sides. Is that enough to allow this lot to get through? Oh, ooh. So this is us defending against them. Hooray. So enemy, all enemy except for one friendly. Yeah, that's completely decimated quite a lot of our fighters, and then a heck of a lot of our torpedo bombers. It's really nasty. Let's see if anyone gets through at all. Nope, more torpedo bombers. Despite having a go at them. I really wonder how many planes I'm going to have left at the end of all of this, and for not scoring any hits whatsoever. This is a real cap and anti-air fest at the moment. Look at this light air defense, damages 3 aircraft. So radar and advanced directors are really, really taking their toll. Until a unsighted enemy ship is hit by a torpedo. Well done, whoever that was and wherever that is. At least that's something. And something again, and something again. Boom. Okay. Well, that's That's at least some achievement, although we have no idea where what that one is. But yes, ouch, this is painful. I mean, and remember, my aircraft have expert and veteran crews to them as well. Wow, that's a lot of heavy duty aircraft losses on both sides. So I'm going to pause the battle at this moment. There's a lot more fighting to come. We are only just over halfway through the day. There's a huge question over the effectiveness of carrier air strike forces. Have they been blunted by the improvements in air defences? Does this mean that surface combat ships, the battleships, are back in play? My scouting group have missiled and anti-aircraft gunned away all of their attackers throughout this first half of the day with no hits whatsoever. We've expended a fair amount of our strike force for huge losses and, one decent torpedo hit. Well, I mean, that's nice, it's something, but not for the price that we've paid. So join me next time to see how this plays out. Stay safe.